What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today is Tennessee State's round number 2. And on the left side, we have Kevin Murphy playing the Mega Manectric Ho-Oh deck. He actually is playing a Jolteon as well, which has the Flash Ray attack, which makes it where basic Pokemon can't hurt Jolteon next turn, which is pretty great. It helps out against your Night March matchup a lot. He does play the Ho-Oh EX with the Purifying Fire, and if it has a Fire Energy attached to it, you heal 50 damage from this Pokemon. Plays the Hoopa to get out his EX Pokemon. AZ, Hexmaniac, Judge, 2 Lysander, 4 Sycamore, 2 Fighting Fear Belt to give us Hose, most likely 40 more HP. He could put on any Pokemon to give it 40 more HP and 10 more damage, but usually goes on Ho-Oh EX. It's Spear Leaks, make your Megas not, don't end your turn, Max Elixir, Fire Energy, Grass, Water, and Lightning and Water Energies. But there you go, but give me a second and we'll see the player on the right and see what they're playing. Alright, and on the right side, we have Andrew Ramey playing the Trevenant Wobbuffet deck. And we see that Andrew went for the more consistency build. No Crushing Hammers, no Team Flagrant, no Zerosic. Judge to disrupt their opponents. They play Bursting Balloon, so you do 60 damage to the active Pokemon if it does attack your active Pokemon. 3 Wally, get out your Trevenants pretty early, or the Trevenant Break, whichever one it is. Yeah, it's a pretty... He's just going for consistency, trying to win games that way. But let's see the game right now. Alright, so here's round number 2 of the Tennessee States. Like I said, on the left, we have Kevin Murphy playing the Mega Manectric Ho-Oh deck. And on the right, we do have Andrew Ramey playing the Trevenant Wobbuffet deck. And let's see what's going to happen this game now. This is going to be a weird matchup because Kevin does have that Ho-Oh EX, which is Purifying Fire, which I just talked about, which if it has a Fire Energy attached to it, you can heal 50 damage from it every turn. And that might make this Trevenant matchup very hard, for sure. But let's see what happens. We'll see that, looks like Ramey, okay, started the Wobbuffet, got a Mystery Energy down, gonna give that free retreat, Love Ball, gonna get that Phantup down. And does he have the Wally turn 1? If he has the Wally turn 1, he can make that Phantup into a Trevenant and make it where Kevin can't play any of these item cards. Alright, so here comes a Phantup coming down. He has an Ultra Ball, okay, so no Wally yet. He has a Mystery Energy, another Ultra Ball, and looks like he's Ultra Ball discarding a Trevenant and a Mystery Energy. Gonna get the Shea out and draw, looks like 5 cards, and he's gonna dig for this Wally. He's gonna see if he can get it or not to get this turn 1 Trevenant. And, okay, gonna retreat into the Phantup. Let's see what else is going to happen. Bursting Balloon to the active Shaman, drawn up to 6 cards. And does he get the Wally or not? There's a Flowstone on the Shaman. Gonna give it free retreat. Trainer's Mail. Will we see a Wally or not? Let's see. He's got a Dimension Valley Ultra Ball. Looks like he's grabbing the Dimension Valley. I think that's what that was. But between games 1 to 2, we had to move the table, and that's why there is a glare now. And I do apologize for that. There's a Dimension Valley coming down. Now, Ramey does have a Judge in his hand. He could put Kevin down to 4 cards to kind of disrupt him. There we see Ultra Ball discarding a Judge and a Bursting Balloon. Looks like he's getting another Phantup out. Maybe he's ditching the turn 1 Wally play. Unless he has another Shaman in his hand. And oh, he does have another Shaman in his hand. Wow. Alright, so 6 new cards. Does he get the Wally out or not? He has seen a lot of cards. Another Flowstone coming down onto the other Shaman. Just so that way Kevin can't Lysander to kind of stall out. And man, it looks like Ramey missed a turn 1 Wally. Wow. He's seen so many cards. He's played 2 Shaman, Ultra Balls, Trainer's Mail, and just whiffed it. Okay. So let's see what he decides to do. It looks like he was Sycamore. He's discarding a Break, some Dimension Values, and some other stuff. Alright, gonna draw, and he discarded Echo Arm as well, and we know he only plays that 1 Echo Arm, so he's not gonna be able to get back these Bursting Balloons that he is discarding. Another Phantom as well coming down, and we're gonna see probably just a pass onto Kevin's turn. Unless, it looks like he might be contemplating a Super Rod if there's one in his hand. Yeah, there's Super Rod in his hand. Does he play it now? It looks like he's not going to. Alright, so on to Kevin's turn. Let's see what he gets. He gets an Ultra Ball. And he could discard those 8 energies. There's a Grass and maybe, the Lysander. He does have the VS Seeker in his hand to get it back. This could get a Hoopa, and with the Hoopa, he could search out for a Ho-Oh, maybe a Manectric and a Shaman. Kevin does play that Rough Seas, so he can heal the damage off his Manectrics. That's pretty much it. So I don't know how Kevin wants to approach this matchup. I think what he really wants to do is just get down 1 Ho-Oh EX and just power it up and keep attacking over and over and over again, making it where Andrew really can't take a knockout because he has that ability. But we'll see what Kevin decides to do. He's going to put down a Manectric. There's the Ho-Oh EX. Drainer's Milk, go to the top 4 cards of his deck, and wow, that was 4 different energies. I'm like 90% sure. I know 3 of them were energies. Was the 4th one energy? That would be pretty crazy if it was, but he's going to shuffle his deck up. He does have the Shaman in his hand. There's a Rough Seas coming down, going to bump that Dimension Valley. There's 2 in Ramey's discard pile, I know for sure. Going to drop to 6, and it looks like he whiffed a Link, which is a pretty big deal because he needs to drop the Link turn 1 before Andrew gets out this Trevenant, making it where, you know, Kevin has to waste a turn of Mega Evolving. So he's going to be a seeker for the Lysander, probably just Lysander's money up next turn to get the Trevenant out of the act spot. If Ramey does have a Psychic Energy, so he can Psychic Energy Ascension, get out the Trevenant. So see a Psychic Energy going to the active. And what he could do is Ultra Ball for another Trevenant and putting on a bench. And so that way he has 2 Trevenants ready to go the following turn. Looks like he's trying to decide what to do, what to discard. We know he does have a Super Rod as well, so he could Ultra Ball, discard the Psychic and the Wobbuffet to getting back with the Super Rod, which is pretty nice. And let's see what he decides to go for. It looks like he is eyeballing that Trevenant. And like I said, what he could do is evolve one of the bench Phantoms into a Trevenant, and then Ascension to another Trevenant. Unless he has a Wally's in his hand. If he has a Wally, he can put Trevenant down and then Wally into the break. But it looks like he is going to go for the Ascension play. Gonna see a Super Rod, shuffle in probably the Wobbuffet, break, and the Trevenant. Yeah, that's what he's kind of, yeah. Looks like that's what he's going to grab. Yeah, the break, Trevenant, and then the Wobbuffet. I think there's 3 cards he grabbed. And he does have the Judge in his hand. I'm going to put both players at 4 cards. Now, this is bad. I mean, it's okay for Kevin. His hand is mostly energies, a Lysander, and a Mega Manectric. I mean, he won't have a way to search out this Mega Manectric after this turn. So, let's see. And no, we're going to see Andrew just search for the Trevenant. Maybe he thinks that Kevin's hand is bad. I mean, it is kind of bad. It's just a Mega Manectric, nothing else. But he at least can evolve this turn. He can Mega Evolve in his turn. And yeah, on to Ramey's turn. I mean, he's like, Kevin's good. That's what he wanted to do. He got the turn to Mega Manectric. He did have to end his turn, though. But that's okay. We see a Trainer's Mail from Andrew. And let's see what he decides to get off this Trainer's Mail. He's going to grab a VS Seeker. Maybe grabbing a Sycamore. We know he does have a Judge in his hand, but maybe he doesn't want to play the Judge because he thinks that Kevin has a bad hand. There's a Dimension Valley coming down. VS Seeker for the Sycamore, and yeah, he's going to discard his hand, draw 7 new cards. And can he get a break or not? And it doesn't seem like it, but if he does have a Psychic Energy, he could Tree Slam, doing 60 and 20-20 to 2 bench Pokemon. If I was Andrew, I would put him probably the Hoopa and the Shaman. Because the Ho has the ability, and then we know he plays Rough Sea, so he can heal off the Manectric on the bench. And I'm sorry about the glare, like I said, we did get moved between games. So there's 60 on the active, 20 onto the Shaman, and 20 onto the Hoop. But yeah, that seems like a great play. And on to Kevin's turn, we see a Fire Energy going out the Hoop on the Ho-Oh, and we'll see a Turbo doing 110, knocking out that Trevenant. So Kevin will go down to 5 prize cards. Onto Andrew's turn. He's going to put down a Wobbuffet, which is good. It has the Bite Barricade ability, making it where no abilities work except for Psychic Pokemon, and it does have a Psychic Assault attack. So we see an Ultra Ball discarding 2 cards, getting a Trevenant Breakout, I think that's what it is right now. Yeah, he has a Trevenant Breakout, and if he gets a Psychic Energy, he could start using Silent Fear. There's a Burst Balloon on the active, and yeah, we're going to see a Psychic Energy come down, and we're going to see Silent Fear do 30 everywhere. Alright. So that active is going to be at 90, the Hoopa and the Shaman are going to be at 50, and the others are going to be 30 as well. But now Kevin can just use Ho-Oh's ability, move that 30 off it for sure. And if he gets a Rough Seas, he can heal 30 from the Mega Manectric and the Manectric EX. But he receives a Lysander from Kevin, going to heal that damage from the Ho-Oh EX, and he's going to take a knockout with the Turbo Bolt. But, I mean, his hand is still not the greatest. He does have a Sycamore for the next turn. And, I mean, Andrew really can't take a knock on this Manectric EX. And Burst Balloon does get discarded as well. It didn't really prove that useful on Andrew's, or during Kevin's turn. And here we see a Trainer's Mail go to the top 4 cards of his deck. Grabbing the Burst Balloon, going to put on the active once again. Just trying to say, hey, if you're going to attack me, you're going to take that 60 damage. And we're going to see a Silent Fear one more time. 120 on the active. 80 on the Hoopa and the Shaman, and 60 on the 30 on the Ho-Oh and 60 on the Manectric. Okay, so damage is slowly stacking up on that Hoopa and the Shaman. They receive a Sycamore, discard his hand, draw 7 new cards. Okay, but I don't see a Rough Seas. I'm not sure how many Kevin has already played. I know he's played 1 for sure, but I'm not sure if it's 2. But we will see a Turbo Bolt. It won't knock out this Trevenant, but it will put energies on this Ho-Oh EX, which is great. Alright, so it's actually going to see a treat into the Ho-Oh, and just to pass, I'm going to discard that Burst Balloon. And on the Andrew's turn, let's see what he decides to do. Maybe Kevin didn't want to hurt the Trevenant to waste, like, get hit for 60. Because it'll be at 180. I'm trying to remember how much is on there. I just said, yeah, if it's 180, and then 8, 9, 10, 11, yeah, it will get knocked out by a Silent Fear if that's where to happen. Mystery Ranger going up to Wobbuffet. See 30 everywhere once again. Take a knock on the Shaman. That Hoopa is up to 120 now. We see Ho uses ability, and we're going to see probably Andrew win this game for sure. He is slowly stacking that damage on those Manectric EXs, and that Hoopa is close to being knocked out as well. We might just see another Silent Fear doing 30 everywhere. I really can't see, I mean, unless Andrew wants to get, I mean, he has 2 Wobbuffets ready to go. He could Light Center one of them up and take a knockout, but nope, we're going to see Silent Fear doing 30 everywhere. And I think next turn, if he Silent Fears, we're trying to see, yep, that's the game right there, yeah, I'm pretty sure that, yeah, there we go. So, yep, that game was kind of bad for, yeah, that's not good. But Kevin did lose that game, so Andrew took the game number 1. I mean, just, Item Lock is such a strong thing, but Kevin really didn't get set up. He just kind of sat there with Lysanders in his hand, no Sycamore, didn't get the Ho EX powered up, and he put down too many bench Pokemon. And I think that's what you kind of, like, if you don't know what to do against Trevenant on your first game, you always kind of put down multiple Pokemon, and they slowly get knocked out. I mean, we saw the Shaman get knocked out, the Hoopa get knocked out, and Kevin really can't heal those besides the AZ, but you can only play the AZ once because of the Trevenant with the Item Lock, so that's not good. Here we go, we're going to set up, we go to game number 2, and we will see what happens. Now we're going to see if Kevin just gets down just a Ho EX or not. Does he put down multiple Pokemon? I don't know. I'm not even sure that's a misplay or not. I mean, it's just a hard matchup because you can't use your Spirit Links. You have to end your turn to evolve. And that's the key thing we need to see turn 1. Can Kevin get the Spirit Links on his Manectrics or not? Before the Trevenant comes out. So here we go. We're going to set up onto game number 2. And the loser gets to decide who goes first. And I imagine Kevin will decide to go first. Alright, so see Andrew Mulligan. And Kevin does have that Spirit Link in his hand. So he at least can get the Spirit Link down turn 1. And the good thing about Kevin is that Andrew does not play Headringer, so he doesn't ever have to worry about attaching more energies to attack, because, you know, some Trevenant decks, not most, do play Headringers, okay? So we see another Manectric X come into his hand, and here we go, Manectric versus a Phantom. Alright, so we see another Manectric come down, Spirit Link, Water Energy, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Wow, that is crazy. Alright, so on Andrew's turn, we see a Psychic Energy go to the active, and we see a Dimension Valley. Judge going to put both players at 4 cards. Now, if Kevin could get a Mega Manectric and a Lightning Energy, he can knock out this Trevenant turn 2. And if Andrew doesn't get another Pokemon out, he could get donked. Oh, man. But we know that Andrew does play 4 Ultra Ball, 2 Level Balls, 3 more Phantoms, 2 Shamans, and 2 Wobbuffets. And, yep, there's an Ultra Ball in his hand, so he's good to go. He's not getting donked. He's not going to get donked the next turn. We see an Ultra Ball, discarding a Trevenant and a Floatstone. Maybe get a Shaman. Yes, we can eyeball. Get that Shaman out. Going to set up, drop to 6 cards, up to 5. And you notice he kept the Ultra Ball in his hand, so that way he can search for another Phantom, most likely. So Shaman is going to draw 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, he's got a Trainer's Mail. If he can somehow get a Burst Balloon on the active, that'd be great. Yep, there's the Burst Balloon. Love Ball. Yeah, Love Ball for another Phantom is great. Trainer's Mail, maybe. I don't know if he wants to save the Trainer's Mail, because he really doesn't need a dig for anything. I think you just want to hold on to the Trainer's Mail. And we're going to see a Wobbuffet come down. We're going to see a Trainer's Mail, one of the top 4 cards of his deck. Okay, he could grab... I don't even know. I don't know, because he can't really grab the Bursting Balloon because he's already attached one to the active. I don't think there's a Lysander and a Dimension Valley. I can't really see what it was. But yeah, I don't think, you know, I mean, I don't know what he's really digging for is my thing right now. Like, what if he just dug all these cards with Shaman and drew into like 3 Trevenants? He would have been like in really big trouble. But luckily he did not. We see an Ascension going at the Trevenants. And on to Kevin's turn. Alright, so now Kevin cannot play any of his item cards, and his hand is really bad. He does have the Lysander, he does have a I thought he had a Lysander. But there's Water Energy, AZ, Max Elixirs. Oh no, he got Judge, that's what it was. Alright, so there's a Lightning Energy, and we will see Assault Laser knocking out this Trevenant. It does 120 damage to the active. Wow, that is crazy. On an edge turn, let's see what happens. He could promote the Phantom, hoping to hit the Trevenant, but if Kevin gets the Mega Manectric out, that Trevenant will just get knocked out. Wow, it's not good for him. Let's see. He's gonna sit at the Wobbuffet. Okay. There's a Trevenant coming down. He does have a Psychic Energy. Okay, Psychic Energy to the active. Ooh, he could Psychic, so it'll do 70 damage. There's a Burst Balloon as well. And he does have a VS Seeker. He could grab the Judge. Looks like that's what he's going to do. VS Seeker for Judge. Going to put Kevin's hand down just a little bit. But I don't think Kevin really had anything. I think it was just like Max Elixirs. But I mean, I guess since he got rid of those Max Elixirs, Kevin can't use them for the following turn. He could have Max Elixir to the bench. Manectric EX. But here we go. Both players getting 4 cards. We see a Jolteon, Sycamore, Battle Compressor in Kevin's hand. And yeah, Psychic Assault for 70, so that Manectric EX is up to 130. Alright, let's see what Kevin has. He does have an Ultra Ball. He could get out another Mega Manectric. Actually get out of Mega Manectric this turn. We can see Battle Compressor probably discarding some energies so that way he can Turbo Bolt onto somebody. We see Grass, Lightning, and a Water. That's such a pretty combination. Alright. And like I said, he does have an Ultra Ball. He could get out of Mega Manectric. And yeah, Ultra Ball discarding Trainers Mode, Jolteon EX. Jolteon's really not that useful in this matchup. I mean, they're all non-basic Pokemon except for Wobbuffet. Trees doesn't work against. Trevenant Break, it doesn't work. So there's Mega Manectric coming down, and there we see a Sycamore. Now Kevin really needs a Rough Seas this turn. He does have the Ho-Oh, and he does have a Belt. Wow, there's a Rough Seas going to heal, bringing that Ho-Oh up to it was at 130. So yeah, 100. Okay. And he's going to put down a Ho-Oh, Belt, Grass Energy, and we'll see Turbo Bolt. It'll attach that the Water and the Lightning. Okay, so they will see a knockout, take a 60 damage, and yeah, there goes Ho-Oh EX. And I think this is probably the best way to win this game. Like, Ho-Oh EX is probably just going to eventually just sweep the game. Ramey's really not going to be able to do anything. The only bad thing is that Kevin has 3 EXs on the field, so Ramey could take knockout out of those 3 EXs. But can he survive this Ho-Oh EX or not? He had Psychic Energy, Bursting Balloon. Does he have a Wally to get out the break? I don't know if he's already played. I don't know if he evolved this turn or not. But there we see a Wally. I think it's a Wally. Yeah, that looks like a Wally in there. So he evolved this turn, the Wally into the break. Okay, that's great. That's break into the great. Alright. So, but we're going to see Silent Fear doing 30 everywhere. That Manectric EX will be up to 190 if I remember correctly. 30 onto the Shaman, 30 onto Manectric EX, and 30 on the Ho-Oh, but we'll just see the Ho-Oh get healed off. Oh, it doesn't have a Fire Energy yet. There's a Lightning Energy on the Manectric EX. We see a Sycamore, discard his hand, draw 7 new cards, and there's a Fire Energy for next turn, where he can start healing 50 damage from that Ho-Oh EX, which is great. We're going to see a retreat into the Ho-Oh EX, and we're going to see its attack. I think it does 100, 110, and 20 to the Shaman. And he's going to hit by the Bursting Balloon. So that Ho-Oh EX is up to 90. Alright. So, there's the 6 and... 6, 12, 13, 14. Oh, yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know. But they receive Sycamore, discard his hand, draw 7 new cards. It's 120 and 10. Or 120 and 20. There we go. 120 and 30. There we go. It took me a second. I couldn't remember what it did. Which is perfect numbers, because like 130, 120, 130, 140. Then he can Lysander, Sniper again for a knockout. Yeah, that'd be cool. See a Burst Balloon going to the active. Alright. And we're going to see... Oh, okay. And let's see. We're going to see a Silent Fear probably do 30 everywhere, most likely. Let's see. So an Ultra Ball going to discard an Ultra Ball and a Phantom. Now, he just put that Phantom down this turn, so he might be trying to grab a Wobbuffet to use its attack for the following turn. And, a Trevenant for the next... Oh, maybe we'll see what he decides to get. Okay, yeah, go grab the Trevenant. Did he put down the Phantom this turn? I don't know, I can't remember. Oh, yeah, so he must have, because he's not putting down automatically. And we're going to see Silent Fear doing 30 everywhere. That Mega Manectric will get knocked out. The Shaman goes up to 60, and the Manectric X goes to 60 as well. But there's a Fire Energy on the active. He can start using his ability, heal 50 every turn. We see a Lysander bringing that Phantom up. We see a VS Seeker for the Lysander going back in his hand. We see a Fighting Fury going to the Shaman EX and make it where it has 40 more HP. So now it has 150. Shane has 110, so 150. Okay, so we see Ho-Oh EX, and he's going to take a knockout on the Phantom and that Trevenant break. Wow, so now Andrew's just left with two Shamans. That Ho-EX just took a double knockout. That is pretty crazy. A Wobbuffet comes down, but it's not going to be able to knock out this Ho-EX. Like, it's nowhere. It's not going to do enough damage. We see a Trainer's Mill. Can Ramey find a Flowstone to retreat this Shaman to start putting some pressure on this Ho-EX, but I think this Ho is just going to be too tanky. And we might see Kevin take out the win on round number 2. Game number 2 of round number 2. There we go. We're going to see Ramey fail the Trainer's Mill. Going to Lysander, bring up the Shaman, most likely. And we'll just see probably just a pass. And on to Kevin's turn, we see a Lightning retreat into the Shaman EX. And we'll see a knockout with the Ho. Oh, yes, 3 prize cards off. Sorry. Okay. So Ultra Ball discarding a Spirit Leak and a Hoopa. And you're going to get the Mega out just to make it a little bit more tanky. So, I mean, he's got a Mega Manectric, a Shaman with a Fighting Fury Belt, and a Ho-EX with a Fighting Fury Belt. There we see knockout and 30 damage to that Wobbuffet. And this is pretty much going to be game. Flowstone to the Shaman. That Wobbuffet will only hit for, what, 20? I'm not sure how much damage that was. But there we go. And on to game number 3, I mean, the Mega Manectric came out fairly too quickly. The Ho-EX taking the double snipe on the Phantom and the Trevenant break was just, I mean, that's just game ender. Like, what can you do if you're in Andrew's, shoes? Like, both your main attackers just got knocked out. A Ho-EX with, like, a billion damage just came out on the field. And, yeah, I mean, I don't know what can happen. Now, on this game, Andrew's going to go first. Like I said, the loser gets decide who gets to go first. And he's definitely, if he gets a turn with Wally, he might be in a really good shot. Because now Kevin can Ultra Ball get out the Ho-Oh. He can't put a Fighting Fury Belt on it. He can't put a Link on his Manectric EXs. And we'll see what happens. Can Andrew get the turn 1 Trevenant lock or not with the Wally? It didn't work game number 1. But maybe game number 3 it will work out. He did Ascension turn on game number 2, but you can't attack on the first turn. Here we go, shuffling up. Now Kevin, all he really wants to hope for is maybe get out a Ho-Oh, maybe a Manectric EX with the Spirit Link, and pretty much just call it. Like, that game, he didn't put down that many EX Pokemon. He did put down a Shaman, but that was okay. He eventually put a Fighting Fury Belt on it to make it a little bit more tankier. Alright, but we'll see what happens. They're still shuffling up. I'm not sure how much time is left. It is best 2 out of 3, 50 minutes, and here we go. Alright, on to game number 3. There's 4, 7, and does Andrew... Okay, we see double mulligan, so neither one of them gets to draw a card off the mulligan. That's not good. Okay, so shuffling up once again. Let's see what's going to happen. Can Andrew get the turn 1 Phantom into the wallet to get the Trev now to pretty much just shut down Kevin or not? I don't know. We haven't seen Kevin even use a Max Elixir this game. There's 4 in his deck, and they're pretty much just been dead cards. Alright, so you see Kevin does get a Manectric. He gets a Spirit League, some energies, and we see a mulligan from Andrew. I mean, Kevin has a really good hand. He has a Link and Ultra Ball to get out of Shaman. He can pretty much go off turn 1. Does he have a Lightning energy in his hand? I know I see a Fire and a Grass. Not sure if there's a Lightning. If there's a Lightning, that's just like icing on the cake. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to try the number again. Alright, what does Andrew? And another mulligan. Wow. He does only play 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Pokemon, so 8 out of 60. So maybe it's a little bit, less likely the odds of drawing to a Pokemon, but, oh, man. 2 mulligan draws for the Manectric Ho. I mean, Andrew does play 2 judges, so he can judge him to put his hand down to 4 cards, and that way the mulligans doesn't really matter. And let's try it again. Okay, so he does get a Phantom, but if he judges him, he can't use Wally, so that's something he has to really consider as well. Okay, so draw 1 and 2. There's a Phantom, and Kevin didn't get a Psychic Energy, and there we see a Psychic Energy, a Lightning Energy. See a Trainer's Mill. Can Andrew? Nope, that's not a Wally. Okay. We're going to try again. He does get a Psychic Energy, which, he could start Tree Slam turn 2 if he wants to. There's Sycamore, discard his hand, draw 7 new cards. So, yeah, no turn 1 Wally. Wow, okay, alright. So here we see a low ball, going to get another Phantom down. He does put another, is that a Phantom as well on the bench? Looks like 3 Phantoms are going to come out turn number 1, which is great. We saw Andrew really kind of struggle getting out those Trevenants out. He didn't get that many Phantoms out, okay. And we might just see a pass. Let's see it's a Bursting Balloon. He could Bursting Balloon the active, making wherever he overruns, he gets hit. But there's Dimension Valley coming out. Shaman drawn 2, or 3, sorry. Okay, he has an Ultra Ball for the next turn. Get out Trevenant. And we might just see a hard pass. Oh, looks like he might be Ultra Balling. Let's see, does he Ultra Ball or not? Yep, just a pass. Alright, on to Kevin's turn. We see an Ultra Ball discarding a Grass and a Water Energy. Probably getting out a... Man, I don't know. Like, his hand's too full to even get Shaman, I think. We don't get another Manectric EX. Do I see a supporter card in his hand? I don't think I do, though. Alright, so let's see. Does it go for Shaman or Manectric? He could go for a Mega Manectric. It's saying, like, hey, you're really not going to knock me out for a little while. But he doesn't have the Lightning Energy as a problem. So let's see what he decides to get. He does have an Ultra Ball, Rough Seas. So he could get a Manectric out, then Ultra Ball to get a Shaman out. So they were seeing Ultra Ball discarding a Fire and a Rough Seas. Gonna get out probably the Shaman, like I said. Gonna set up some. And we'll probably see a Water Energy attachment to the active. Like, you really just want to attach. Overrun doesn't need any kind of energy. It's just a colorless energy attack, which is not that really big of a deal. We see a Water Energy, Spirit Link, Shaman, set up for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so he's a Fighting Fury Ball, another Link, but still no supporter card. So Link on the bench. I'll probably just drop the Fighting Fury Balls, because if you don't, Ramey gets out this Trevenant and you can't use them anymore. And we're going to see Overrun 20 and 22 of Phantom. Alright. I think Ramey pointed at that Shaman saying you don't need that Fighting Fury Belts. Alright, but on to Ramey's turn. Let's see. Can he Ultra Ball to get out this Trevenant? Yeah, there's an Ultra Ball in his hand. Going to discard. He has a Super on his hands, so he could discard the Break and something else. And we see them actually tie. I think time must have been called. And yeah, that was game number 3. I don't know who would have won the game, but yeah, in a tie, the way states work is you play 3 games, round 1, round 2, and if round 3 goes and nobody takes a prize, or there's no winner, then it is a tie. And I'm pretty sure that's what just happened. We saw a tie happen right there. Alright, so that's Tennessee State's round number 2. It ended in a tie, but hopefully you enjoyed this video. We saw Mega Manectric Ho-Oh versus the Trevenant Break deck. And it seems like the Mega Manectric Ho-Oh should have the advantage if you get the Ho-Ohs swinging and the Mega Manectrics out. We saw Kevin really not have a supporter card, so I'm not sure how the game would have went. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Alrighty, bye.